Alright, so we're playing some MechaBREAK today, and we're playing Hurricane. This is my striker I have the most time on in this game right now. So, I'll go over his kit a little bit and tell you a few things you might want to know, and things that might help you in your games to take upwards of 1 to 3 million damage, depending on your healer for reaching over 2 million, generally speaking. So, Hurricane's weapon is a energy blaster that has a charge feature similar to Metroid Prime or the Metroid games in general. So if you're aware of that, you kind of know how this works. You've got a instant damage of 9,000, you've got a charged damage of 24. Very wide blast radius, and what's good to know here is that it has a damage over time effect for that full charge attack. So if you're playing any kind of interact type game mode, a capture the zone and hold it, King of the Hill style, or any kind of interact to dismantle modes, very good to know because this will prevent them from actually interacting with those nodes. You have a 6-round magazine with a 3-second reload time, so be very sparing with your shots. While they do a lot of damage, you've got to make sure that you're going to hit those shots. It is a 1.8 second charge time, so nearly 2 seconds. You're going to be sitting there a while. So my big recommendation for any new Hurricanes or Hurricanes in like the mid-level and trying to work your way up, charge that full charge shot right off the gate. As soon as you are within combat zone, get that shot charging and just hold it. That is your first big burst damage that you want to use versus any kind of overshield, barrier shield, or if you can, preferably any kind of small or squishy targets like a healer, medium attacker, or light attacker. Those are what's going to do a lot of damage to those specific strikers. Your next tool is your Decoy drone. This is your parry, and this is what takes a lot of your damage and enemy tracking from you. It is a 2-second parry window for melee attacks and is a 30-second shield. It has a durability of 30k. Don't expect it to last very long against any kind of Welkin, melee class, sniper class. The only ones it's really going to do a lot to, for just very brief amounts of time, are turrets, Stego and Tricera. They'll burn through it still, but for how much damage they output, getting their lock-on taken away from you is a blessing. Now, you get 2 of these. Use these sparingly. Panther, Stellaris, and Welkin are the main ones you're going to fight using this, especially versus their melee. Panther is the easiest of the bunch to parry because his attacks are very one-dimensional, but very damaging if they hit. So learn the timings. I would highly recommend, if you are new to playing Hurricane, go play his challenge mode. If you don't get past challenge 4, that's fine. That is completely fine. Challenge 4 is a hard one. I beat it once with full game release. There are probably tips in the MechaBREAK server, so if you want some tips, go there. Otherwise, if you're trying to beat that right now, I give you my condolences and my best wishes because that challenge is hard, but it is satisfying if you complete it. Okay, third tool. This is your dome shield. This is your, I need to either block myself or my team from taking damage and capturing either a zone or a dismantle target, or, and here's your big one, that I don't know if a lot of Hurricanes know this. This is an offensive tool. A Tricera, a Stego, and I'd honestly kind of put like Inferno, not quite Inferno, he's a little harder to do that with. Actually, kind of the turrets are the only ones you're going to do this to a lot. But just put the dome over the turret, or behind the turret, or in front of the turret, because the turret cannot shoot inside the dome, and they cannot shoot outside the dome. So if the dome is placed right on top of them, and you get out of there, you can shoot through it, but they cannot shoot out. It does not have a lot of health overall versus any kind of turret, but what you're doing is effectively what your parry shields your decoy drones do. You're using it to delay that damage. Now, would I recommend just letting it sit on top of a turret for a long time? No. Use it to block some of that initial duration of their shots, so that when their shields either go down or they go into their mobile mode again, they're kind of forced to move out of it to deal damage. You can cancel this one early. I recommend using that feature very frequently, because that actually helps keep its cooldown low and keep your shield health up. Turret drones. If you want to take out a lightweight striker, this is a great friend of yours. Or if you want to just kind of keep enemies off of a zone. Again, this is a great tool. You get 3 of these. They deal minor damage at 3,000, so if you put all 3 of these in a very close range, they're going to be dealing that 9,000 damage on top of your 24,000. So, makes for getting some really quick kills pretty fast. What these also do is they help take and shoot down rockets. So versus Stego, Skyraider, and I think Falcon, if my memory serves me right, I could be wrong on that one, they will help shoot down the missiles that they will fire. So if you are using these frequently, you will intake less overall damage due to the fact that they're not hitting every single missile. You get 3 of them, they've got a 20-second reload time, so if you're watching your reload timer on them, just keep using them, but use them in team fights. That is my biggest recommendation. Team fights with these are great. They got about a 120 meter attack range, so very, very liberal in how much range they have. But for the damage that they deal, it's expected. Now, on to your last tool, and this is your big damage dealer. This is your focused emitter, or as I have been calling it since the launch of the game, my Aux 3. This is your 3rd auxiliary tool. This is where your damage comes from. A full charged energy blaster shot plus this, plus having turrets out, you deal massive, massive damage. The one thing you'll have to get used to though, there's 4 shots effectively, but they travel and they kind of waver within your target lock-on zone. So don't expect to hit one singular target for all of that damage. Do expect to hit roughly 25 to 50% of them most of the time. Where this succeeds a lot is when teams are bunched up either trying to heal or trying to take an objective. So use your dome shield to prevent them from shooting out, cast all 3 turret drones, 1 decoy drone, a full charged energy blaster, and this, a striker is most likely going down. It is a very effective combination when used in that manner, but be aware, you can short stop this one. And if you short stop it, I think it's like a 3-second cooldown at that point. So if something gets away from you, just short stop it. I say that specifically because when you activate this tool, this Aux 3, your camera goes from whatever you may have it set at to a snail's pace. Yes, you can use your dodge plus your aim to try and turn to fight them, but what I'd recommend is just early cancel, turn to fight them, use your main weapon, your decoys, and your turrets, and then once you have it back, wait for either another team fight or a confirm. Those are the times you use it. Outside of that, that is Hurricane. I'm gonna let some gameplay roll after this. I hope y'all enjoy. Do leave me some comments on it. I need some advice as to what you guys would like to see next, as Hurricane is kind of my favorite pick, and it's gonna be hard for me to get off of it unless you all give me something that you guys want to see. So what I will do is I will show you the other strikers here. Elysinus is the basic one. Falcon is your kind of light attacker. Very popular for streamers, I've noticed. Tricera is an ultra heavy. Same foundry as Hurricane, I actually found out. Welkin is your big melee class. This one is the get over here type class. He will come to you, box you, and finish you very, very fast. Naru I have played a little bit of. Not exactly my favorite for this game, but if it's what you want to see, I'll play it. I will try to learn it. Lumine is a good one. If you want to harass and keep your team alive, very, very strong pick. Another sniper class, very strong when used well, I've noticed. Our second healer of the game. Very good damage, very defensive oriented. Sky Raider, this one is your second flyer. Very missile dominated as far as his damage, but has sniper capabilities through his main weapon. Stego, the third Foundry striker from Hurricane's Foundry. Rocket-based, one of the turrets, very strong. And Panther, these are your basic ones that you can get for free at the start of the game. Very strong when played well. This one would take me time to learn, so if you want to see this one, let me know early and I'll start trying to do some practicing on this one so I have the dexterity to play it well. But those are the different frames. If you're on Xbox or PC, I highly recommend giving the game a shot. The monetization is not as bad as the reviews say. It's mainly because people are looking at it and saying a lot of the cosmetics are behind gold currency. There is ways to earn it, and you don't have to spend a whole lot if you want to do that. Its market is a lot like Warframe, so if you take the time to learn it, you're gonna succeed. And this right here is not bad, as far as quote-unquote battle passes go. Anyways, I think with that said, that is all. I'm gonna let the gameplay roll now. I kind of rambled there at the end. Hope you enjoy. Well, we actually got the mode I was hoping for. We've gotten Cape Blanc Observatory, which is capture the objective. Okay, like I was saying though, at least in the intro, Hurricane's a very well-balanced class. I would say probably one of the best outside of maybe something like Elysinus and possibly Falcon. Yes, they can get the other two can get a lot of kills, but overall their kits seem really sound for what they do. Same thing with Hurricane. Okay. Cape Blanc Observatory. My goal is basically to harass the lights or mediums or ultra heavies and keep them from capturing the chloride extractors. That is my entire goal. We've got Stego, Welkin, Sky Raider, Elysinus, and Aquila. The Aquila is going to be the one getting the most kills, generally speaking, and or getting a whole lot of assists. Welkin should be doing the majority of our brunt work, getting real in close, taking out heavy attackers, light attackers, because of his cage. Elysinus is another kind of harasser in this mode. And then Stego and Sky Raider Sky Raider and Aquila actually do kind of the same role. Me, Stego are kind of approach the objective and attempt to capture it or keep enemy fire and the enemies off of said zones. Looks like we've got a Hurricane, we've got a Panaka, Stego. I see a Lumine. I'm just gonna keep them off of this. Drop down. That's our team. I'm gonna come over to my other teammates here. It sounds like they've got some troublemakers here. Okay, Falcon is focusing the Aquila. Kind of like I said, our two sniper types are going to be doing that. Illuminate is kind of a harasser as well. He's also really... I think he is currently the fastest striker in the game at this point. Alright. This will kind of keep them off of that, and they can no longer cap this point. He can't shoot out of my shield, which is why I put it on him. Alright, I'm gonna get downed here, I think. So I'm having a little bit of ping issues. The game has had some ping issues recently, which is unfortunate, because that's pretty much the only issue the game has had recently. Okay, my team's going for OBJ. That means that 1, 2, 3 of them are not going OBJ. That's good. While that is not my favorite way to play the game, it does put me in line to help the team out significantly. Alright, so we are going to deploy back in. Let's see where the OBJs are. That's where I'm dropping her, right there, on top of that Tricera. Because I have the ability to make something like him move. And move quick. That's the one I need to focus fire right now to help keep it off of my team. I'm not gonna be able to fight that from there. Since my charge attack will continue to deal damage over them, that is going to be really handy for my team. Okay, so they did manage that one, that's fine. I'm gonna drop all of my ammo on that, because that is a healer that can and will cause my team all sorts of issues. Because its attack and heal drones are both DOT, so that you just place them on an opponent and they will just sit there. Even if the Lumine dies, you will still get hit by its damage over time because of the way its drones work. Which makes it a really... Ooh, ah. Glad I helped with the assist. Unfortunately, I died to the Stego. Okay, so that was him. My team should have that, theoretically. Nobody got that one. All right. Okay, I'm gonna get over here, help interact with the gunfight to take out said heavy ultra heavies. Try to keep his healing down if possible. That's good. That means I can kill that. Nice. Okay, I gotta wait for my charge again. Excellent, so we're just becoming Assist King here. That's good. But like I said, I'm doing exactly what I need to do. Harass their entire team. Drop that on that one. So that means he cannot grab that for the moment. Woo. So much damage going down. Okay, this should kill the Tricera. Beautiful. I don't know if I've got a healer on my side. If I do, I am nowhere near them, and that is okay. Because I am letting my teammates do what they need to do. That's fine. Because I still get the assist. I'm at 2, 3, and 9. With the second highest damage taken. Man, that's the achievement I want to get. And that's game right there. I'm not going to get MVP for this, and that's okay. Because I should have like 3rd or 4th place on my team. But 500k damage dealt out. 1.6 damage taken. That's pretty good. And that's where it's at.
Nobody dodges Aquila's gaze.
Yep, and like I said, their Hurricane took most damage. That's kind of the title I want. But for now, we'll just wait and see. 4th place on the team, like I said. GG's. We'll see you in the next video. Alright, we got the kill mode. Graceland Sky City, one of your TDM game modes. First team to 8 kills wins the game, and you move on to the next round. Best of 3 rounds wins the game. So we're gonna see what our team ends up becoming, because right now we've got a healer, we've got a light attack, we've got a Misa defense. If Tricera picks Tricera, we're pretty much set, because that's 2 that's 1 full healer and 1 pseudo healer. Aquila's good for breaking team comps down because of high damage. Let's see what they end up going though. Okay. Aquila, Panther. We should be fine. Panther and Stellaris make for a good little just knock out one heavy or knock out a lot of littles team comp. I play best when I get the ability to play around my healer. Otherwise, depending on what I'm fighting, I will simply fall over dead because I have the lowest striker health pool out of the ultra heavy defenders. Just ultra heavies in general, let me just say that. At 50k, but my main thing is I've got shields that recharge pretty quick. So if used properly, I can defend roughly 3, almost 4 million damage with a good healer. So, let's see what we can pull off. Alright, to start off, I need to get my gun full charge because that is kind of key to making this work. And then I need to be playing with my team here. Serenith's a pretty good pick first off. Falcon is one we need to keep off of our team. I wonder why that won't go through. Okay. I'm gonna try and do some work on this Panther here. Took one of my shields. That was his attempt at escaping. I think my Stellaris can handle that. I'm gonna help the healer. Because that wasn't my healer. Panaka is the healer. So let me help my Panaka take out their Panaka. Nice. And assist is always good in this mode. Let me see what's going on. I see Serenith, I see Aquila. That Aquila is dead. So I'm going to launch this on the Falcon. Let my energy regen, because that is what's going to keep me alive from that. Jump. Nice assist. I've got two options here. I've got Panther or I've got Serenith. I'm going to try and focus the Serenith if possible, because that one can take out my... Well, I guess technically we don't really have a whole lot of Ultra Heavies. We just pretty much have me. I'll use my shield. We're at 7 right now. And that's game. Aquila, that's mean. I mean, it's a round win, so that's kind of how that goes. Okay. Their team comp is pretty good. It's just that they're not playing it as well as they could. Alright, Sky Raider's going in on it. I'm with the Stellaris here. If we can take an early pick, that's good. I need to worry about their Panther. It appears I do not. Those walls are so insane. They deal really heavy damage, and they're what it appears to be on a pretty quick cooldown too, which is insane to me. Alright. Just keep an eye on where the Panther goes. I'm gonna try and focus here. That's what I wanted. Uh-oh. Not good. I think I live this. Nicely done, teammate. Thank you, Panther. That Aquila is going to try and focus me since he sees me at a low health. Thank you, Panaka. I'm going to check on our teammates here. I can help my Sky Raider out with this guy a little bit. Gotta try and track it. That's not my issue right now. I see a weak Serenith, so I'm just gonna throw some lasers out. Can't move very fast. And that's game. It was a solid match. We didn't get a whole lot of kills, but man, did we participate in that match. Any kind of TDM game mode, Stellaris is going to be your top class to play because you get invis, some really good melee damage, and you're fast with a grapple. So keep that in mind if you play the game, and for PlayStation players, once you get in, Serenith is really good at that. I don't know what the balance is going to look like when you get in, but he's pretty anime. You might have some fun with him. Alright, let's see. What rank are we now? Did we rank up? Just shy. Okay. I'll play another one. We'll get, hopefully, a capture the point mode or a search and destroy mode. Well, it's not quite search and destroy, it's just capture objective. I guess. You got zone control or you got the capture of the objective. I'd say that's pretty much what the two game modes are. We'll see you in the next one.